Gotta go. Girl talk.
Boom! Melancholy Inn.
Yeah. I know you can't call it a hard in.
No, it was pretty soft. But man, there's I don't know, man. There's a fresh feeling. It's like springtime when the cherry blossoms bloom. There's like fresh new beginnings. That's what today kind of feels like. Yeah, things have got changes are happening, and I'm all for it. But let's get into it. I guess everyone if you're here, I'm sure you saw the big news. Also, if you're here, thank you for being here, because they also know that Kevin's. But like I said, it's not a regular night. Kevin's also streaming on Toying Around. So if you're watching the replay after him, thank you for being here, watching us on the replay as well. And if you're watching us live, go back and watch Kevin on the replay as well, on his replay. He's a good dude. Should we just say hi to the chat quickly? Because I just gave the chat shout out.
Please let us do.
Let us do it. All right, we got Space Boy 78. Yes, women of DC fans rejoice. We won. We won. I hope we won. We'll find out. Oh God, who knows? Johnny Disco is here. Video Power Gaming. Detroit Dave. Yes, hot off the press, straight from the source. Toy Farce. Yeah, we're gonna quote him later. Flash 739 is here. Stephen Lawrence. Andrews Gaze Toys. Yes, we did it. It's the best. All right, Bionic Vikings here. The professor of records putting her Sweeze way. Sweeze on the Sweeze way. Duke Booty, thank you for being here. Daith is here. Gage Bullock is here as well. Deep Space Niner, Chris Bruno, Skylar Davis, my dude Johnny Cock, my enabler Matt Bush is here as well. Chad Stewart, Daith, Tovercon, yesterday's podcast, Red Menace, Derek Dalzell. Is that how you say that? Yes, I'm just worried about superpowers. Todd lost me with the rest. You know what? I have hope for superpowers. I have hope. Luis Ballesteros is here. Hola desde Mexico. I think I did that one okay. Hope the news result in great toys. Yeah, dude. I hope so too. We all do. Flash 739. Chris Bobinski is here. I like your avatar.
Yeah, nice new avatar there.
I like that. Gradius Ship Pilot. Right is here. Davey Sock Rocker. Today my sinuses cleared up and I grew an inch taller. Wow. Is that all it takes? There you go. That's what we need to do, Alex.
Miracles can happen.
Miracles. Yeah. And I'll tell, and you know what? I'm going to make sure that Alice has sinus infection so that maybe she'll shrink down just a little bit.
Man, I got sinus infections.
Oh, well, sinuses. I mean, they are what they are. Derek Hoover is here. Dane Alvarado. Ham Bone. I like the new name. And I like
one. Yeah.
yeah. Marlo Brandon is here. Micro Galaxy Squad Cast. Justin Nikolowski. Jace. Just Jace. Yep. And look at that.
Nice.
Oh, you made it. I did it.
Full circle.
And Big Fat Charlie. We don't body shame here, but that's your name, so that's what I'm going to call you. And Drock 812000. Yes, the toy news never ends. And guess what?
Just when you thought you were rid of us.
And the toy news is only just beginning in some parts of your country, Alex. That would be over in Toy Fair. Do you know who's in Toy Fair this weekend?
Every toy company except for Mondo and Jada.
This man right here.
Hey,
Greg Goldberg. Ready to go Greg mode on the weekend.
Condolences, your precious Jokerized figures are not long for this world. I know what a fan you are.
Well, can you guys hear me? Am I coming through?
Yeah,
I'm
we
just
can
on my
hear
phone.
you in your.
Hi guys, I love
In
you.
your-
Bye.
Oh, we love you too, Abby. Yeah, we can hear you in your
Do you want to say
luxury
hi?
hotel
Oh, I'm
room.
going outside.
All right, Abby's
I'm gonna
going.
do my thing. I'll see y'all.
Yeah,
Um,
she's gonna go smoke some weed, guys.
yeah. Well, listen. First of all, thanks for. I'm only going to hang out for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
But my McFarlane Jokerized days are numbered. You know what will happen now, and I think what the most interesting thing about the news today is that finally we can cap the end of the McFarlane multiverse and have a completest level checklist. I don't know. I think
Yeah.
it's really cool. I can't wait. I can't wait for you guys to talk about it. I was really excited. You know, this news has kind of been bubbling for a while. I don't want to say we knew, but we've been hearing things. We got our ears to the
Rumblings.
ground.
No, yeah, like no one ever said for certain. Like no one ever said Mattel's got it. Like no one ever said it. But we were
Right.
hearing the rumblings of like Todd lost it. And I think right there and then, I think we were all kind of thinking Mattel. And even though I think Craig and I, we both talked about at one point, like, well, could Hasbro get it? And then I was thinking, well, it's Disney and Warner Brothers. I could see there being a, what they call in the industry, a conflict of interest. Just with certain parts of it, right? Like, I mean, I know, Alex, you work on both Marvel and DC,
True.
right?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I'm like, it's like the Diamond Select distributors of toy
Yeah.
making.
you are the 1/6 anomaly. Well, I guess Hot Toys does too, but I mean, that's not here nor there. But
Yeah. You know what?
Right.
Real quick, one thing that I found really interesting. I went and read the article again, and I don't think I realized this at first. Is that Spin Master seems to also be losing the license? So
yeah, we're going to get
Um,
into that article posted by Toy News Eye, home of Toy Farce, who gave
Yeah.
me this news.
Ah,
Yeah,
he broke the story.
I believe he did. I want to say he did. Anyways, whatever I'm saying, it's a direct quote from him. That's all I'm going to say. He'll love that. But no, Craig, just because it's funny, because this is going to throw the movie Maniacs line in there too. And I don't know, because of what I read, I sent this to Craig because I was like, Seinfeld origins confirmed.
I
Oh,
know.
yeah,
I saw
100%.
Seinfeld.
they're
Yeah,
gonna do and they could just repaint Castle Grayskull and Snake Mountain to be Jerry and George's apartment
I would love that.
Monks.
or Monk's diner.
So it
Oh
says
yeah, the
here-
lower part, like when you open it up, the lower part's Monks,
Yep.
and then the like upper parts are Jerry's apartment.
What's going on in there? Powers of
gonna be
Grayskull,
cool.
Jerry.
Real quick before I go, I'm gonna sit back and watch you guys, but I will say this. You know, Mattel had the DC license for a long time.
Mhm.
I think it's been 5 or 6 years since they've had it. And I think the most interesting thing to me is that it is a major shakeup, right? This is the first major IP move in a long time. Love or hate what McFarlane's done with that line, like he has put out a ton of DC product.
Oh yeah.
What I
Not
hope,
all of it's bad.
no, I own a lot of it. What my hope is, this is my parting wish, and we just ate dinner. We just had diner food.
Oh.
What I hope
Oh.
is that
Have Tums.
I know. I hope there's really great stuff for kids, really, those good affordable Target and Walmart toy lines. I really hope that the Mattel team takes the blueprint of a Marvel Legends or the blueprint of what they do with WWE or even Masterverse and really says, let's start something special from the beginning. That's what I hope for. So, yeah, that's my wish.
Nice.
That's I'm with you on that. I'm 100% with you. It's just because, well, it's not just because getting to start something fresh, but like even if they continue superpowers, it's gonna feel completely new.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so even if they do that, here's the other thing that was brought up in this whole like thing from Mattel as well, because they talked about, just about Mattel. Hey, we could end up getting Monster High creature commandos.
Oh
I
yeah,
wanna
that's,
also point
that
out
makes
that
sense. That makes
we
all
could
the
end up
sense in
going-
the world.
Hey, what about this? What about Mighty Max style? Again, let's bring back. They're doing Polly Pocket stuff. They're doing The Office. We could end up getting a Polly Pocket
Don't you say
Seinfeld and Ted Lasso sets.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Right?
Seinfeld.
Dude,
Absolutely. I thought you
I
were gonna say
will-
Batcave, a Polly Pocket Batcave.
Oh, we got to
what I
get that
do love,
too.
real quick, the movie Maniacs line is just like in Parks and Rec, like when Adam Scott goes to that one that firm and he keeps going and then leaving. That's the
Yeah,
movie Maniacs. Like it's 25 years of movie Maniacs are back.
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh, sorry, today's my last day.
All right, you guys have fun. I'm gonna be watching. Bye.
All right, thanks for stopping by.
See you, Greg.
All right, let's get into the. I'm gonna read the press release.
So wait, Mattel now has the DC license?
Oh yeah, Mattel has the DC license. So Mattel made the big announcement.
You don't
With,
say.
like, yeah, and they were again, we were saying like it just felt like it was the right fit for right now. Just seeing everything that Mattel is doing with Origins, or just with He-Man in general, and with WWE.
I feel like it's been, if Craig said it was 5 years, I'm willing to believe that, but I feel like Mattel has they've changed a lot in those years.
Andy Stutz, thank you for being here, Andy. Even he's saying they are doing a Jurassic World Rebirth Mighty Max style. And again, they have Jurassic Park as well, which has also become very expansive.
Dude, imagine if they do Mighty Max style Batman Returns, where it's the penguin duck and it opens up into the under the sewer, under the zoo penguin there.
Here's how I'm gonna now that you opened that up, now that you opened up that duck, I'm gonna say they should do Batman 89, but make it a fold open Batmobile.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Batman Returns, but it is the box. It's the actual box, right? That you put on your TV.
Wait, what?
This is my brain on the box.
Oh, Batman Forever. Yeah, I get you. Yeah. Yes. So you can have one of those blender things.
Right. So you have the box and it opens up. It's the Riddler's lair with the two things there where you can put a Chase Meridian and a Robin. Come on. The stuff writes itself.
Yeah.
Batman and Robin, because they did ones for Batman and Hasbro did ones for Batman and Robin back in the day.
Oh, really?
But you could but I say do it again and then make it the telescope.
Yeah, or
the frozen telescope,
like the frozen Nora Freeze.
Yes,
just the cryo chamber just opens up and there's a playset on the inside.
And there's a playset in there. I think they should totally. And then again, do Batman Begins, open a tumbler, right? You do Dark Knight Returns, Dark Knight, just the Dark Knight. And then
there's so much. There's so much.
I feel like they should just go through all the movies and just do them. Also, do some Batman animated ones. Do ones from the Batman. Okay, I've gone listing. I'm falling down to 2.
Yeah, this is gonna be. Yeah, we're gonna have to we're gonna have to get our listing under control. I mean, I'm talking like where it's it's like the villain's head, and you open it up and it's a scene where it'll be like the Joker's head, and on the inside is like Ace Chemical with like a vat of acid. Yeah, come on.
Or if they do like the Red Hood helmet that opens up and it's Ace Chemical.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know. I think there's way too much here. Plus, not just Batman. Let's get some Wonder Woman sets going here, please.
Yes, of course. The mascara.
All right. Let's get to this press release that we got from Mattel today. Very exciting. I think it's exciting. Mattel and Warner Brothers Discovery Global Consumer Products announced multi-year licensing partnership for DC characters and stories. Partnerships bring DC superheroes, supervillains, and stories to life through action figures, playsets, accessories, role-play products, and adult collectibles. That's just the first part. Okay. Mattel and Warner Brothers Discovery Consumer Products today announced the global multi-year licensing agreement utilizing DC's entire library of beloved characters and legendary storytelling. Through the partnership, Mattel is awarded the global licensing rights to develop and market full range of DC-themed action figures, play sets, accessories, role-play products, and adult collectibles starting in the second half of 2026. The agreement spans all DC stories and characters, including Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, the Joker, Harley Quinn, and many more. They've already named 2 women, which is more than I think Todd McFarlane could. All right. I'm going to stop throwing shade. I'm pretty sure there's probably people at McFarlane Toys. I want to get this out of the way before I throw any more shade accidentally and sound like a dick. There are people at McFarlane Toys who loved working on DC. And it probably today
Clearly,
probably sucked.
it showed. Yeah, it showed.
Yeah.
I mean, like they're the love of the comics, the brand, like very evident in all of the design choices.
Right. So I just want to point that out, that I feel bad for anyone that has now kind of lost that dream of getting to like make Batman toys all the time. Because that has to suck. So I just want to point that out there, as even though we're being all really tongue in cheek and taking some jabs, just do know that there are people that have worked on this stuff and they have feelings too. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just remember.
And there's still a whole year and a half to go.
That's true. And I'm projecting as well, by the way, because now I feel bad for taking so many jabs. All right. It is an incredibly proud milestone to welcome DC back to Mattel. We look forward to leveraging our Mattel playbook approach to brand management, product design, and innovation to bring DC's popular characters to life across all channels. This renewed partnership will reflect our shared passion for engaging and inspiring fans and collectors of all ages. Robert, why do these guys have names I can't pronounce? Robert Oberschelp, head of Warner Brothers Discovery Global Consumer Products, said, I should have Robert's job. I think I would do really good. Anyways, Robert, I'm not going to take your job. You're fine. Don't get mad at me. All right. Warner Brothers Discovery's new agreement with Mattel arrives as DC kicks off a new exciting chapter in 2025. Our collection with Mattel will lead to all new offerings celebrating DC's rich legacy and future storytelling across publishing, animation, TV, and film. Every story and character from Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman's heroics to Joker and Harley Quinn's troublemaking are prime inspiration for new partnership that combines the power of Mattel and the global appeal of DC. This new licensing agreement builds upon the existing relationship between Mattel and Warner Brothers Discovery Consumer Products. God, shorten that name. Which spans with more than 30 brands and franchises in Warner Brothers Discovery's. God, to get rid of the Discovery thing. Honest to God. Okay, anyway, sorry.
It's too much library. To say.
There's too much. God dang it. Vast library, including Harry Potter, Friends, Seinfeld, Ted Lasso, and many and more across the preschool, plush, dolls, vehicles, games, and novelty toy categories. That is a lot.
You heard it. Novelty categories.
Well, not only that, now we know there's going to be there's plush crypto, 100%.
Oh, yes.
Right?
They gotta.
Hey, if they're doing dolls, there's a Supergirl movie coming. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, how about we go back and revisit that Lois Lane action line?
I think that is a very strong possibility now at this point.
I think, why not? This is going to set, I don't care. All of you can get mad at me all you want. I love this, but let's do it. Get me DC Uno. I want some DC Uno. All right. Mega Blocks. I don't think I don't know if they're going to be allowed to do Mega Blocks, but it says Megas on there. So are they allowed to do
Mega Blocks?
That is
like
their
Lego.
That's their Lego.
Okay.
So I don't know if that is allowed. Again, not quite sure. But again, that also includes I guess they're just listing their products that they have.
Because it sounds like they have the like kid stuff too. So they have adult collectibles, they have kids, they have everything, right? Like, so it does seem like Spin Master is probably also out. Because it sounds like Mattel's going to be the main DC everything. Yeah.
I know that a lot of companies just love just kind of doing a new layover on board games, taking classic board games and saying, well, Monopoly is the prime suspect, and Clue, right? Those two from Hasbro, they just love going, let's re-release this game, but let's slap a whole new, IP on it. Ghostbusters, Clue.
Yeah.
I don't think they've ever made Marvel Clue, but all that stuff. But I'm like,
Ooh,
I would
Marvel
love to see the return of new board games for kids.
Yeah,
Like what
sure.
they would do, because I have the Batman.
Dude, a Batman Clue where it's like he's like a detective, right? So
well,
like,
that's Hasbro. But they should do it.
Right. Never
Clue
never mind.
But they should do it. That is, dude, of course. Right? That is brilliant. Sorry. Thomas Crosby. Thank you for being here, Thomas. Jokerized Barbie. Yeah. Why the heck not? Why the heck not?
Yeah. They can make it happen. I mean, like we talked about Monster High, Arkham, like Batman's rogues as Monster High dolls.
Yeah, Harley
seems like a good fit.
Harley, Ivy, Catwoman,
or even Bane and Killer Croc. Like, can you imagine like a Monster High version of Killer Croc?
Do you think Mattel is going to capitalize on the success of the Harley Quinn animated series?
I would be very surprised, because that is, they're still like a major toy company. Yeah, I mean, it's like they can say like adult collectibles, but like, I don't know. I mean, probably that would be a little too risque for them, I would imagine.
I don't know. They've done Elvira Monster High as
but it's still, it's like it's nothing in. Well, I mean, it's a good point. I mean, they did a Harley and Ivy Barbie set, right? So I think that's probably like as close as they. But in terms of like a toy line that is like based specifically on the Harley Quinn show, I would be surprised if they did that. But I mean, maybe. Who knows?
Maybe. I mean, I'm not ruling anything out. Yes, Quip 2 nights in a row. 2 nights in a row. That is us, right? So,
can't get rid of us.
Kayla's here too. Yeah, dude, we're here every night for a month. No, we're not. Oh my god, I would be toast. Okay. All right. Now that we know this is happening, Alex, let the lists begin.
Yeah, let's get into our dreams. Let's
do it. I want to let you go first.
Okay.
You get to absolutely. I want to hear you go first. I want to I just want you what is the one thing you're really hoping for that you want to see?
Well, I have two major things, but I'll go with the one main thing, which is, it's like everyone else. I am no different. I like DC Marvel Legends, like what they have done with Marvel Legends, that for DC. And I'm gonna unpack this, because after X-Men, like Batman is like my next like biggest thing, right? But I feel like, and that I feel like it would be a gateway to collecting other DC lines. But I feel like I have never, in all my years of collecting, been truly satisfied with a Batman figure line the way that like Marvel Legends has like satisfied my X-Men collecting, right? Like, it is because like the closest I ever got was like the DC Collectibles Arkham Batman line, which was like very extensive. They did all the villains, all the side characters, but it was in the Arkham games, like, it's a cool aesthetic. But it's, it's a like kind of like a punk, video gamey aesthetic. It's not like comic book. So for me, it's like what I would like, and also like obviously like DC did like the DC Mattel did the DC multiverse. Is they've had this property, right? And where it had landed just before they lost the license or gave up the license and McFarlane took over, that was not I was not digging that, because I to me,
Right.
it's like I don't want to see like comic book storyline specific stuff. Like I don't want to collect like Dark Knight's Metal or whatever the like current DC storylines are going on. Like even if I like the comic book storyline, I don't necessarily want that as a collection yet. To me, that's like a late in collecting mode where you're just like, I want to keep telling these stories with figures or whatever. What I would like is essentially that Marvel Legends thing where they create their own very classic versions of these characters. And I know that like classic is open to your interpretation. I feel like the designs and the looks and the feel that kind of skew to that like 90s period would probably work the best. Like that has served Marvel Legends kind of like hanging out in that like 90s 2000, because things weren't so like, if you were a fan through like the late 70s and 80s, like things hadn't changed so much by then. And then
even though they still dabble in there sometimes.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like my point being, like if you look at Batman and you look at Batman's costume in the 90s, it's not that different from Batman's costume in the 80s and the 70s. Like, and same thing with many of the main characters, right? Like, I guess what I'm saying is that kind of, if they hit that kind of Justice League Unlimited sweet spot, where it's just sort of like, I feel like that show did a good job of kind of like designing things in a way that it just felt iconic. It wasn't nothing was too radical. It wasn't like the latest version of what the Flash looks like in the comics now. It's just like what you think of as the Flash when somebody says Flash, right? Like, so anyway, that's point one. So I think like just like iconic looks, not necessarily modern looks. Point two is that I think they need to have, just like, because the other thing that I think is great about Marvel Legends is the way they compartmentalize. Like they have a dedicated X-Men line. They have a dedicated Avengers line. They have dedicated movie lines. Like it's not all just one thing that has, one wave is movie Wonder Woman and, Greg Capullo Batman and, Commissioner Gordon Batman or whatever. Like, it's like, give us a Batman line where you get where the waves are made up of Batman, his rogues gallery, because like that should work. Like that should work as its own line, right?
So you're looking at sublines,
right? But I feel like that would give you, like, just like with X-Men, like X-Men has been such a solid performer for Marvel Legends. X-Men and Spider-Man, they're very reliable lines that like helps them, I feel like, take chances with some more like with other lines that may have a more niche audience, right? But like, so I feel like Batman is that for you. Like Batman has his own line, right? Maybe Superman has his own line, because he's also got great group of villains and supporting characters, and it's Superman. Everyone knows and loves Superman. And then you got your Justice League line, and that's where you get Green Lanterns and Wonder Woman and Flash and just and all of the like panoply of characters in the DC universe, right?
Right.
That's
agree.
My desire.
There's one more voice we need to hear from on this. I know Toy Otter's saying we can bet on it. I'm going to hold Toy Otter to that. But we got one more voice that needs to be heard on this. He's going to tell us what he's expecting or what he wants to see most from this. Who else could it be? Jay Gladfelter of Geek Dad Life fame. Dude.
Superpowers, what?
What?
What? What is this?
Welcome, Jay.
But
yeah,
thank
welcome.
you. This is emergency live streaming. It's shaking up the whole thing.
All hands on deck.
Right? I think this is, we were just saying how like this is a big deal.
It is honestly. what about 5 years or so, and it's just like goes right back to Mattel. It's weird. I mean, I think we all kind of sense the shakeup coming.
We did, yeah.
I just could feel the tension.
There was something in the air.
Exactly.
We were one thing that you missed with us, and I know you want to get part of in on this as well. And then we're going to get into what you're hoping to see the most from Mattel, just because. And again, I want to say Mattel's had a big glow up in the last 4 or 5 years as well, just with everything that they're doing.
I agree. So they are not the Mattel of 5 years ago, 100%.
Yeah,
Definitely.
correct. But we were talking about, because now all the Polly Pocket and Mighty Max style stuff they could do or bring to that line, because they're doing The Office. And I was saying I do fully expect Jerry's apartment from Seinfeld. I fully expect Ted Lasso.
Absolutely.
Right. I expect all of that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad we're in agreement here.
I mean, yes, 100% agree.
But what do you want to see? What's the one thing when you heard this news, you're like, God, I hope they make this. And Alex was just breaking down what he expects their Marvel Legends adjacent line would be.
Now that you are in Mattel and you got big capital M Mattel money, it's time to hire Mr. Toy Otter.
This one right here.
Pay the man his money.
They constantly dropping facts in our chat for like the past month of just
exactly
right.
It's time. It's like, get that man a shield. It's get that man his money.
Yeah, right. Dump truck of money. I've always said it.
It's and again. Maybe the Todd father didn't have those kind of funds, but I know Mattel does, and they know what's best for them. It's time to roll up that wheelbarrow.
Yep. Oh, I said dump truck, but yeah, wheelbarrow.
Sure. I mean, either works.
Upgrade it.
Either works.
Right. That's it. Right, Mattel. And we should.
But I got a little question for Toy Otter, for Ryan, for Jay. I'm glad I have you guys all here. Because I want to know, as Superpowers collectors fans, do you want like what they did with Origins, with Masters of the Universe Origins for Superpowers, where rather than figures that fit perfectly into the line, they look and feel, the aesthetic obviously is the figure you remember with a little more higher definition, but updated articulation, ankle pivot, shoulder. Like, do you want Superpowers figures that can do all of this?
Like same scale? And then a new Hall of Justice where they give it the Origins treatment?
Like what? And this is actually, it's funny enough, because I did that session with McFarlane Toys, and I was
nope from Toy Otter. All right, okay.
But I was in that session. The owner of Todd McFarlane Toys, which is not Todd McFarlane apparently, told him to his face that they needed to approach vintage toy lines the way that I think Mattel did with Origins. Because I think collectors, they all say, they like, I want like orange, like TMNT Origins, just things. If you're doing a retro line, like tapping into, you can't be worse than the original toys, which is what I told them. And that's where Superpowers, like, you took away the action feature and you didn't really add anything to it. And if you're gonna,
it was the first original sculpts too, like where it's just like,
yes, just the way too broad chested,
and they kept reusing that Batman. They made a better Batman, and then they kept reusing that. Anyways, I digest. I said I'm not here to just dump on McFarlane.
So I think, and I guess I can understand where Toy Otter wants to keep it pure, and I totally get that. But in a world where maybe you can't do the action features anymore, you could add some updated articulation. Because what I love about Origins is, the play sets, the vehicles, the toys, like, you can have them with your vintage figures, and it doesn't seem like a fish out of water or completely out of place. Like, while I've waited for new figures to come out, I've had vintage ones in their place, and it doesn't feel like, oh, this doesn't look right or whatever. It works, even though they're updated and have better articulation and better paint or whatever, better sculpting, whatever you want.
The articulation is very cleverly not intrusive, right? Like
Exactly.
if you pose it like an original Motu figure, it looks, you don't
Yeah.
really
If
see
you
the
get a little
articulation,
squatty,
right?
you get a little
Yeah,
squatty like original one.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why it's got
I like
the
what
single joint instead of the double jointed legs.
Otter is saying here they should have Superpowers Classic and Superpowers Deluxe for figures that need that extra. And I
Sure.
would totally be down for that. I want to bring up something because I know we're all thinking it. The chat's been saying it throughout since even before we started the stream. I believe it's even the first comment. Just do Oops All Women first wave. That's it.
I know.
That's it. Just do it. I would really love
I
it.
did tell
Mattel
McFarlane to
had
do that too, by the way. I did tell McFarlane to do that as well. And they said, well, do
Yeah.
you think they'd mind if it costs a little bit more than the retail figures? I was like, if you do it, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
We want it.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, who's
Yeah.
they? Adults with money to spend
Yes,
on what they want?
exactly.
Like,
Right? Total Justice 2025 equals modern articulation.
Oh,
line.
hell yeah,
Actually, if they
sure.
brought back Total Justice, I think that would be. I think Superpowers, Total Justice. Even if they did, let's put. How am I trying to articulate this here? If they do Marvel Legends, but they can't. Well, I'd love it if they called it DC Legends and just said screw it, DC
well.
Legends. Let's just do it. But if they didn't, I actually wouldn't mind if they called it the Total Justice. Like just brought that back, that little bit of nostalgia there.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
But if they do a maximum line where they do like, let's say they did with the Spider-Man, right? And they want to kind of go after Mofex, but they're not doing like Batman Hush. And let's say they do an absolute Batman in like just with the articulated cape with some soft goods and the axe and just all the extra stuff. Because I think absolute Batman would actually make a great deluxe figure. But they should call that line the absolute DC line, or call it DC All In. Just what they're doing now. DC is amazing at their branding, by the way.
Yeah.
Do you think that they should start at the maximum level? Like if that's like kind of where like Hasbro's seeing the industry
I don't think they
go.
should kick it off that way. I think they should see how this goes and iron out any
like kind of feel it out. But I mean, a Batman that comes with like all of his gadgets, hands to hold those gadgets, multiple heads, a Bruce Wayne head,
But here's the thing, like Mattel plays by different rules than even Hasbro. Like Mattel's got Barbie money and Hot Wheels money because like I don't think they need to package it as like a $50 thing. Because if you look at, I mean, I know that they own He-Man, but those things have been stacked at under $50. And then Jurassic Park, those things, like they've shown they can. I don't think they need to play exactly by the Hasbro format, just because they don't like even how they fill a toy shelf. Like if you look at the Mattel side, it's stacked Jurassic Park. It's stacked, even for He-Man, which is not a top tier property by modern standards.
Right.
And they're just they really fill the toy shelves versus even Hasbro's approach.
Well then, so yeah, I guess this is like a discussion for another day. But having a $50 priced figure, however, if they have greater resources than Hasbro, they can fill that box with more stuff, right? Like, is that something that is appealing?
Absolutely.
Rather than start start where everyone is now, as opposed to where things were 5 years ago, or when they had the license. Instead of picking up where they left off, it's like starting wherever Hasbro's trying to like feel out the
that's the whole thing. Like Hasbro and Toy Biz has done, they've made all the mistakes for everyone else to kind of look at and go, hey.
And even, like, because DC Universe Classics, which was Mattel's, great contributions, I think, to DC, figures, you could really just like run the table again, because those are so like primitive by modern standards. And I feel like they've learned so much with Motu and that, like the pinless joints and, all the like their Masterverse figures, which, don't sell insanely well. But now you take all the learns they've done with Masterverse and apply it to DC, it's like going to be a breath of fresh air after all the death by 1,000 pins with Todd.
But I will say that with the original DC Universe Classics, again, it's like I never got into that line. Like I never collected that line because I'm more a fan of Batman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like there wasn't that targeted Batman line. That even though I know it initially there was, but like in terms of like stuff with like the articulation, it's like having to wait, you know, and not knowing if like we're gonna get Poison Ivy or we're going to get, you know, Jason Todd or Commissioner Gordon or whatever, like because you're like, well, you know, I can't get this Build-A-Figure, you know, Bane or whatever because I am not really a big fan of Tomar Ray or whatever like they're asking you to buy to get it. You know, it's like I feel like, you know, not people are more likely to be probably fans of specific DC characters than all of DC, even though what you love might be a gateway into branching out into broader DC stuff.
That's a good point, because it was until that Bane wave that it was like, okay, we got a lot of Batman figures in one wave.
Yeah, it's true. If you don't like Batman, you're like, why am I having to buy all this? Why am I have to buy 2 Robins to get, you know, Giganta or whatever?
Man, I still haven't completed Giganta, and it still pisses me off. I never found Gentleman Ghosts. Never found Gentleman Ghosts.
Oh man. Okay. Well, we're gonna find you that Gentleman Ghost. That's my next goal. Find you that Gentleman Ghost.
Don't, because I think it's really expensive.
Whatever. We're gonna find it for you. We'll use Canadian.
Probably like
we have to find it before you know, we'll just find it for you. Anyways, Toy Otter. Alex. Going back to Marvel Legends Mattel equivalent. Mattel will spend at first at least the license is going to cost them a fortune. All right. Damon Nee is the
spend
top
money
guy.
to make money, as they say.
That's true. I agree with that, actually. Like spend money on your staff and crew. Anyways, I digest. Okay. Damon Nee is top guy at Marvel Creative now.
Mattel Creative.
Yeah. Right. And then Damon was at Toy Biz for much of their history and then overseeing the Marvel Legends, Marvel Select line until he left a few years back. He's going to crush it.
Nice. Cool.
No, that's good to know.
So we're in good hands.
This is great. Davey Sockrocker, I wonder if Mattel is trying to poach Ryan Ting and Dwight Stahl. Why not Dan Yun? What about him? As we speak to run their DC line, I don't think Ryan Ting would do it. And I only say that because I don't think he's not into DC like he's into Marvel. Because
you know, most people be into DC.
Hey,
and Batman.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Hey, also, he could have been totally working me. Because when I
what do you think he's gonna say? He's gonna say, I hate Marvel.
No. What would he say? I love DC. I work for Marvel.
Yeah,
I think that might get him in trouble too.
Yeah.
But I asked him one time on a bootleg. I think you were there, Jay. You must have been there. And I said, if Hasbro got the DC line and you guys lost Marvel,
I remember.
Stuck with DC, what would you put for your first wave? And he's like, I don't know anything about DC, so I guess maybe a Batman. And I was just like,
see, he was playing you.
Diplomacy.
Yeah, I think so too.
Ooh, speaking of diplomacy, can I just say this figure you helped sculpt?
Wow,
by the way,
off the rails.
The famous diplomat Ray Fillet.
No, I just amazing work on this.
Oh,
by the
thank
way,
you.
Alex. This has reinvigorated my love of turtles. That's how good this is.
Oh, nice, awesome. Yeah, he was very fun to work on. Doing all those little fish scales though, I had to teach myself some new tricks.
Oh yeah,
yeah, because I was like, you know, like this is yeah. I mean, it's like
it's beautiful.
It's complicated. It was a complicated thing to pull off, but you know, it's like Aquaman, Captain America, Robin's.
Maybe they need to hire you over there because look at that. If their Aquaman could have this level of scales, I mean.
Hey Jay, we did a whole episode about it. You should go back and watch it.
About what? This over here?
Yeah.
That's the first time I've talked to Alex since I've
I
held
know,
this in my hands.
I did it. I have to give you shit. If I don't, I'm not a true friend. Okay, that's just how it goes.
Thank you for the kind words, Jay. But yeah, and in those little sucker fish on his back are called remoras. I learned while doing.
Oh, I thought
this.
they're like lampreys or something. Remoras.
Well, maybe it's the same. Maybe it's two fish by two different names. But yeah, it's a remora. And speaking of moras, Dan Mora, DC artist, what do we think of using his style as kind of like as a aesthetic benchmark for a hypothetical DC Legends line? Because I think his proportions are perfect. The way he draws everyone in the DC universe. I mean, granted, I think like the style, like you wouldn't want it to just be like one artist specific style, but I think that those proportions are perfect for an action figure.
New style guide.
Right. Toyota just sent me this. It is it's from the David Varner. He's the one that posted these. Concepts.
Yeah.
And he posted these. I feel like these
is a while ago.
I feel like we sent this. I feel like I've seen this before. Now that I'm really thinking about it, but I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, Varner posted these a couple years back, I think.
Yeah.
But these again, these are perfect. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And yes, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't know who said it first, but I agree with Jack Knight 73. Dan Moore's art is amazing. And get him doing the packaging. He's the guy.
Dan Moore is the Alex Brewer of the comic world. Everything he touches, he makes look better than the original. It's high praise.
Wow,
you compare anybody to Alex, that's high praise. That's my opinion.
Thank you.
That's true.
That's very high praise. That's too high praise. I am not worthy.
I mean, fine. I guess you're fine.
Yeah, Dan Mora cards, like if they did retro cards, with like just same thing, like retro cards with new art, but it's Dan Mora art, I would be totally down with that.
But I mean, even like the proportions of the figures, like kind of basing it off.
You should just do turnarounds, and
I'm not of the mindset where it's like these would need to fit in with your Marvel Legends. Like I know some people that's kind of the desire, but I think like you gotta let like toy designers design and do their own thing and put their own stamp on something. Like I think that's one of the exciting things about. But and also I mean like you said, Jay, like Masterverse is like a great example of this. All the stuff they're doing with Motu. I mean, even the Motu origin stuff, like those sculpts are great. Like they capture the essence of those characters really well, and good female characters, like that Snake
not afraid of females.
Like, exactly. They made the Catra they just did for the origin.
Well, they're making new women as well. They made the Snake.
Yeah.
What's her Snake?
Oh, right? Plenty of new women that we've never gotten before.
Yeah, you can easily look at the figures they're currently doing and imagine that in DC, and you're like, that is a great figure. Get this team on that.
Yeah. Do you think there's been a lot of chatter too in everyone's Discord about Marvel DC crossover toys? I still don't think that it'd be cool. I just don't see it happening.
Can I tell you why I think it may?
Okay, I'll listen to you.
Yeah,
because you're Jay Gladfelter.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Don't listen to me any more than you would any other stranger on the street. Okay, but I will say, because Mattel has proven that they'll play with other IPs with the.
But Disney has not.
Well, Disney schmishny. This isn't like why not? Like you're telling me that Mattel that also works with Disney, right? They do stuff. They play. They F with Disney, right?
Yep.
So
they do.
like you're telling me,
but it's a Warner Brothers Disney partnership that would have to happen, like because like Mattel, they can mix
And then
He-Man
and then
with
Mattel and
Turtles because
Hasbro.
they own the He-Man license or the Motu license, right?
Why are we crapping on my
Like-
idea?
No, we're
I'd
not.
love-
I'm just
okay.
Away.
We need a Dark Claw. We need
That's all we're
Amazon.
saying.
We need Spider Boy. Like, yes, absolutely.
Super
Like,
Soldier. Yeah.
a Superman, Spider-Man 2-pack. Like,
It'd be so cool. I
It
just
would
want it to
sell,
be a thing.
No,
It
it's the
won't be.
3-pack that I want, the Amazon exclusive Lois Lane, Peter Parker, Clark Kent.
oh
Uh,
yeah.
Oh, that'd be
That's
sick.
what I need.
I mean, I can see that too. I can see them doing, Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen, Clark Kent as a 3-pack, retail exclusive or online, like Mattel create, like the Mattel Creations aspect of this is like extremely promising.
We just got our
because-
Club Grayskull. Now we need our Club DC.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
it's the old
Like, what would be
times
Club-
are coming back again.
Club OA. Could we call it that?
Well, they did have like a DC club back in
did.
the
Yeah,
Wait,
back
did
in
DC
they ever-
Classics Club, wasn't it? Isn't that?
Yeah.
Did
what
they
it
ever
was?
actually do a club? I don't think they did.
Well,
They-
that was
They.
I thought that was how
It was
the
still
only way
like
you
a
could get Poison
subscription
Ivy.
base, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a
Poison
subscription.
Ivy, Huntress, the Hook Hand Aquaman, and Doomsday were all part of that mail-in.
Club, huh?
I'm calling it a mail-in, but it's like
I thought they sold them on Matty Collector, but I didn't think they had a subscription. Club Infinite Earth. Shit, that's right.
Oh,
Club Infinite Earths. I like Club Justice.
No, but I think
Yeah.
it's what it was called, Club Infinite
Club
Earths.
Watchtower?
Earths on whatchamacallit?
Earths.
Earths.
Welcome to Infinite,
Earths.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
DCUC.
Oh, they did it with the
Matty
superpowers thing too, didn't they? Because
There's one. I have a Riddler.
Oh, yeah.
I think the Riddler was the exclusive.
Yeah.
No, maybe
I have that.
Mr. Mizplick or whatever.
That's another one that was part of that. Right? So I don't know. There's lots here. I'll be honest, I texted Ryan Ting this morning when I saw Castle Grayskull Club Grayskull.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, so where's my can I just give you $10 a month and you just let me buy toys?
Cool thing, it's $10 a year. Just I
Yeah.
gotta give them credit. It's like $10 for the
Really?
year. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Mattel
I
money.
thought it was gonna be more than that.
Well,
Yeah,
see,
why-
remember, I'm talking to a Hasbro employee, so it's gonna
Well,
be
I know that's like
$10 a month.
$50 a month, but like there's $9.99 a year.
But just give me 10. I'll just give you $10 and you just send me Marvel Legends. How about that? Like, you just send them to me. But I think it would be fun if they did that, had some like just exclusive with like Club Marvel. I don't know.
I'm
I don't wanna,
surprised that like
like, drag it
Pulse
that
being a
bad.
Pulse member didn't kind of evolve to that, or they didn't do any kind
Agreed.
of, maybe that would have pissed more people off than not. But I feel like the Pulse thing, you got so little with that.
Pulse Premium is a joke.
Yeah, Pulse Premium, yeah.
The thing with the club, like with the original Club Grayskull, where it became a problem was when you got into the deeper cut characters and then you started getting like more than 50% of figures that you just wouldn't have bought normally. And then it just became like, okay, I'm dropping, however much a year. And then the ones you really wanted were outside of the club. Like, it just got really frustrating.
It's like the cheese of the month. It's like all those clubs go that way, where you're just
Cheese of the
like,
month.
man,
Is there
I
a
got like
cheese of the
one
month?
crate of good stuff, and now everything sucks.
And then Scott Knight could be like, well, you see, we can't add this one to the club because of, I don't know, some legal reason. It's like, God, shut up. Toy
Yeah.
Guru.
Just give me my buzz off. That's it.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I'd be curious to see what they do. Like, let's pivot to these exclusives. Let's talk about creations.
Yes.
They're because they do crowdfunding as well.
Mhm.
I know that it's been shaky with the WWE stuff with the wrestling because they do these big sets and they can't
Sure.
seem to make it. But I mean, they've had some successful stuff too, on a lot of successful stuff on creations.
Have they, though?
but is
How
there
many
any
have
kind of-
they had successful?
I don't know. Well, hang
I
on.
think they got
What-
one ring done, and they
one
got
ring.
Eternia.
You know what? Things I'm getting mixed up with is creation exclusives.
The creation exclusives, yes, have done
okay.
well. But I
Yeah.
think because the Jurassic Park one, I don't think
The
passed.
gates.
Gates, that
Gates.
didn't- yeah.
Gate. Yeah.
Gate. And
They were
then
just
the
doors.
second ring dead. And then the snake lair just didn't, they even put it out. you know?
Right.
The response
But
was so
I think
bad.
Eternia was such a big win that
Yeah.
it like tricked us all into thinking
That's
that
great,
it.
Toyota. Skyline
Yeah.
as much as Tomarts.
Yeah. So Tomarts, and then Allison Scott. This one can't be in the club because it's not a character I like. But if I put it in the club, I have to buy it. That's so funny.
How's he doing? No,
Spector.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
This channel's still around to get shut down again. Good
Yeah,
times.
but we'll see. Yeah, maybe he'll bring it back just for this. But no, sorry, to go back to Mattel Creations.
I didn't even think about that. Can I just pause real quick and then I'll let
Oh yeah.
the whole Mattel making Motu greater than what was probably his greatest legacy is maybe what set him down this path of like kind of whatever. But now that Mattel gets DC back, the last vestige of a thing that he was, kind of overseeing, which is DCU, the DC Universe toy line, they're gonna like trample on that as well, and there'll just be nothing left of his legacy.
Well, guess what happens with all this stuff? It moves on.
Exactly.
Right? Like two ships passing in the night.
Yeah, it's just
like these things
let
happen.
it go, man.
Let it go. It's okay, right? You had your fun. We had fun with you at times. Just let it go. Just let it go. It's fine. No. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Creations. Do you think that's where they would put the let's say they do Legends? Do you think they would do a Batmobile as a exclusive, or do you feel that would go crowdfund depending on how big they want to go?
I feel like the Batmobile would be. I mean, I don't know like what the state of like retail is. I feel like Batmobile at least would be just like a direct to consumer, like buy it on the. Maybe that is what all Creations is. So yeah, I guess you could call it an exclusive, but you could buy it direct from them. I feel like the crowdfund model would be for something like a Bat Cave, right? Like something really kind of big and headline grabbing that like we haven't seen, McFarlane do at retail, right? Like so. Oh yeah, Hall of Justice, perfect. Or the Legion of Doom headquarters.
Yeah. See, this is what
but do that for Super
Grayskull. Do it with please.
It's great. Like again, like because we're dealing with a different Mattel. Like thinking of everything they've done with Motu since Origins. It's like the idea of those strategies and that attitude being applied towards DC is like incredibly exciting.
Oh, it's so exciting.
Chris Bruno, he's going, but which Batmobile? 66, 89, forever animated. You know what? Do the comic. And on top of that, do the one from Hush. Because Hush is a big deal right now.
Oh yeah. Again though, like I kind of would rather have like them just do their like the most iconic like the HasLab Sentinel. Like that's yeah, you can point to like Sentinels in the comics that look exactly like, but it's the Marvel Legends Sentinel, right? It's like their own kind of definitive. They're saying this is our definitive Sentinel, right? So I would rather see that because I feel like again, like McFarlane, they've given us like all of the actual Batmobiles that already exist from 66 to the Arkham games or whatever. Like every the tumblers, all that. Like we've had those, but I'd like to see somebody just try to go for that like ultimate classic Batmobile.
It's
a couple
so
of them.
many.
Do the Hush Garage, like Jim Lee, that like circular thing with all the 6 Batmobiles loaded up.
Make me a deluxe Polly Pocket set of that, where you can buy the Batmobiles like as a set, and then you can put them on the wheel. So it's actually like, here's your base Batmobile, and then Mattel goes, but you have to buy the sections to fill this thing up. I'd actually be cool with that. I'm thinking like a producer again. I got to stop doing that. Okay, Toy Otter. The big question is, do we see some stuff at SDCC 2025, Toy Fair 2026, or not until SDCC 2026? I'm going to just throw my prediction out there first. I think Toy Fair 2026, because they said second, whatever.
Because I would be, I mean,
season.
They probably don't. I mean, like, because they're going to start on this stuff now, so they won't really have anything to show
exactly,
at least until then, right?
I bet you McFarlane be like, you can't show your stuff till we're done.
Well, yeah, there's just to be respectful anyway. But I also just think, like, given how this, like, the process of toy making works, like, you know, I think they won't have stuff that they're ready to, like, put out into the world as their first statement on DC until now I'm thinking maybe SDCC 2026, because, like, that's really when their license activates, right? So maybe some movie stuff if there's a relevant movie around that time.
If they do Toy Fair 2026, they could put what they're in. They could hide everything in a room like Star Wars used to do. I think Playmates still did it. I think they could hide everything in the room. They all still do it.
They all still hide it, yeah.
And they should, because there's like people that just show up like they're going to Walmart who don't deserve to see it, as far as I'm concerned. But it's like, if you're not there to be professional and be business, get out of here. All right. Again, I'm thinking like a producer again. But anyways, I'm just saying that, like, I could see for having like people with actual money, they're probably going to have it at Toy Fair. We might not see it. We might not. Or if we do see it, we could be told, hey there, YouTuber, you can't take photos of that. Get out of here. So, like, that can happen too.
Then why am I even going to New York if I can't take photos?
Dude, I ask that about my co-hosts over at Toy Anxiety and you all the time.
What's that?
Like, I woke up this morning and I was like, why are they even going? They're not even business people.
Well, I can't go. I'm not going. And that I'm
good. You don't even need to be there. You're not even going to miss anything. So, anyways,
maybe I like New York City. Get some pizza.
Yeah.
And some bagels.
The sewers with some turtles.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. You visited the firehouse enough. Go see a sewer. Okay.
We actually filmed it in Wilmington, North Carolina, so I can just go there to go see the sewers.
Yeah, go see those sewers. I'm sure they're nice.
The Jim Henson movie?
Yeah, they filmed it in
an actual sewer?
No, it's a set. It's there. You can go in it.
Yeah.
You can see where Raph fainted.
And I don't need to write off a trip, guys. We're going to Japan in like a couple weeks anyway, so that's gonna be the tax write-off. You ready, Dollars?
Oh, nice, dude. I'm so ready. My body is ready.
I'm getting a list of all the thrift shops there. I'm like watching all these YouTube videos and stuff. I'm ready.
Yeah, dude. We're gonna have a good shopping day. I'll believe that.
Hit up all the Mandarakes.
Dude, I want to get some street ramen too. I think that's like that's high on the list.
I just want good sushi. I mean, I'll eat anything.
I don't think you're gonna find that.
Not there. You should go to Kansas.
Actually, sushi is terrible in Japan.
Yeah. The good stuff's down in Mississippi where there's no oceans.
But they're deep dish
landlocked.
Pizza. Gotta have it.
Gotta have it. Gotta have it.
So yeah.
I think you're right, Alex. I think we're gonna see, like, we'll see it. They'll have the big, like, unveiling presentation panel, fireworks, parade. They might even designate a day
months before.
Yeah, a designated day, International Mattel DC License Day. I think that's all going to be at San Diego next year.
If I'm Mattel, like, to me, it is Toy Fair next year, because that's their chance to kind of, lay the hand on the shoulder of Todd and be like, "Do you feel like you're in control?" I feel like it's their
Yeah.
chance to like just lay it down on the table and say, "We're the captain now."
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else I want. I said Uno. I want to see that. Yeah, I want my Lois Lane Barbie collection.
Chad, is there anything we missed? Don't let us
Yeah.
steamroll the dreams here, because we're very opinionated guys, obviously. But is this not right? Did you want to see? Are you hoping for like Creature Commandos figures for them to really hit the new movies hard? Like, is that desirable?
Do you want to see Kenner style Superman figures?
Oh,
for the new movie.
Right, like pick up on kind of the promises of Spin Master. I mean, which they have a whole line. There's still time left. They could pick up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, you got that one. Hey, so that's
Ooh.
So I hang on. Show the back of the card, Jay, if you could, please. So I am only missing that Superman that you're holding, and that what is it? Constrictor in the middle.
Yeah.
Conduit. No, it's Conduit.
Who the heck was Conduit? What are they doing with that?
Why isn't Lex Luthor was series 2? Lex Luthor was way.
I was already out by that when I was a kid. I was like, "Who's this like spaghetti guy?" I'm done.
Right, and I don't have any of the 2-packs, but man, I loved this line because it gave me.
I think you were with me while I bought, or at least I put an offer on this. They accepted the offer.
Yep,
$14.99.
Wow,
brilliant! That's what I'm going to be looking for. I'm going to a retro toy show here in Vancouver.
Oh, nice.
On the weekend. I think those are what's going to be on my hunting list. Is those.
Just seeing him, he's going to be ripped open at some point. But look at this card in the back. Like, this card is so
yeah.
Bring it back.
Dan Jurgens.
Who is that?
I can't see either.
But yeah, I mean, maybe those figures like that would be a good candidate for a little upgraded treatment where it feels like that classic Superman toy.
Mm-hmm.
But also like, I feel like some of these companies that are trying to do this are really missing the mark. It's like the articulation isn't a upgrade. It's like a step back. And the sculpts don't feel like those original, like it doesn't feel like the way they sculpted things for Kenner or for in the 80s, like in the 90s. Like, I think they need to really study. If they're going to try to evoke the feeling, they need to put in the kind of research and effort that they put into nailing the He-Man Motu aesthetic. Like, apply that to if you're going to go the retro route.
Agree completely. Like, literally, it was kind of shocking to me in that McFarlane meeting, like how much they didn't get what made Origin special in their approach to the superpowers, because it was very clear, like, well, we made it really cheap, and I was like, you did, and that's great. It was so cheap, but it meant they were cheap.
That's the number one thing adult collectors care about.
And that's what they were just so in their mind. It's like, well, it was really cheap, so kids could buy it. And I was like, but what Origins did is it was not super cheap, but it wasn't super expensive, and so you would buy it for a kid because it wasn't like $30.
Yeah, it was like,
but an adult collector could also appreciate it because it had good articulation and it looked like the old toy. Like,
and it's also like the crown jewel for Mattel's boys toys, right? It's like they put that kind of effort and energy into it because they cared. It's like their flagship character, and it was sort of like, okay, this is either going to be the ultimate return of He-Man, of the ultimate return of Motu, or it's going to fall flat. So like, you can tell that this was made with a ton of reverence for the material, and I think that you got that from them because it was something they had the license, that it was their license, their IP. But hopefully, like, people who are licensing somebody else's IP put that, learn to put that kind of effort into it, because that's what will make the difference for the consumer, right?
Yep.
I got some comments that I have starred because people are saying what they want, and I think that let's be the voice of this here live chat. Thank you everyone for being here tonight and hanging out too on a Thursday.
Hopefully they've hit like and hit record, just or subscribe, hit like and hit subscribe. Everybody do it right now.
Yes.
Yes.
Please do all that. Please do all that. Yeah. Andy Stutes, I want Batman the Animated Series retro card style figures.
Sure thing.
That's a good one, right? Davey Sockrocker, yes. Creature Commandos figures, please. Topher Khan, I want highlights on specific runs or specific artist interpretations of DC characters.
So more of that DC Direct, DC collectibles kind of,
right.
Again, like they were ahead of their time in terms of like serving the more adult fan base, but just like some of the technology hadn't evolved to where it is now yet. So yeah, I think that's cool.
Plus, I really want I'm going to say his name wrong. It's like Phil Jimenez.
Jimenez, yeah.
It's just Jimenez, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just want a figure where it has an alternate cape that comes out and it says Batman. From that really iconic panel that he did. It's awesome. Stupid Sandwich. This is a new name, and that's fun to say. Stupid Sandwich says, again, I'm just wondering if there is any violation of any non-complete clauses if they make 6-inch figures against Spin Masters.
Isn't Spin Master done too, though?
I think
no way
Spin
Mattel's
Master's
letting
done too.
Spin Masters exist. Yeah.
Yeah, they're taking all of it.
No more
Mattel's
splitsies.
They're taking. Well, they even said they're doing plush, they're doing dolls, they're doing play sets, they're doing it all, man. They're taking it.
Yeah,
it's like it's ours now. All right.
Yeah.
Davey Sockrocker, after Todd, my bar is so low. I just want 6-inch figures and superpowers, ladies. That's it. And you know what? I hear you. On that. I feel the same way. Quip, the new regular host on Geek Dad Life. I don't think that's true, but I'm going to say it is until it happens. I mean, Jay's not
spoiler alert.
No. Amazing. I love Quip. Also, your avatar, your Urkel egg is
he changed it. Yeah, I like it.
Oh, wow. That's true.
Yeah, it's cute. Okay. I want to see a whole line dedicated to the Green Lantern Corps. Yeah.
Well,
do it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I get a lot of fun characters to choose from in that. Oh, by the way, hang on. Gonna do a little like off the side here. They released a first photo of Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart today.
What? Man, all this DC news burying the lead.
Right? But we're going to talk about that next week on Gotham. I was hoping maybe we'll have a weekend off. We're not having a weekend off ever again, Alex. This is it. The end of it. Thunderhausen, Thunderhouse Design. I call him Thunderhausen because I can't help it. DC's Warlord should have a full Motu line.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yes.
Who's Warlord? I'm
Dude,
unfamiliar.
You know it. You know it. You've seen it. Do you have pictures of it? Like it? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find one. But Remco did a. If you've got it ready, yeah, go for it.
I'll find it so you can talk.
You'll find it.
Sometimes I feel like I'm Mandela affected with some of these things.
Yeah, so Remco did a line of Warlord toys that looked like knockoffs of He-Man. So if you didn't know who Warlord was in DC Comics, you would look at those toys and go, that's He-Man, but that's not He-Man. What is this? Right? Or you could be a cool kid and be like, these look cool. I'm just going to mix and mash my figures together. But Warlord also got an episode. He got a 2-episode story arc in Justice League Unlimited.
Oh, really?
He did. And
I've seen every episode.
Yeah. Well, then you'll know him when you see him. And I feel like this is a toy line. Like if because Warlord is very expansive. The world is built and it is expansive in the comics. So I feel like if they were going to do it, they should do it as a Motu style line and just go buck wild with it.
Or do they just fold it into Motu? I guess that would not. You'd have to do a crossover no matter what.
Right. Is this ready to go, Jay?
Yeah, I was trying to find like the best grouping of them, but that guy with the wings on his helmet's the one people most.
Yeah,
that's Warlord.
I've never seen this before in my life.
He's
You
got
haven't?
It's
Really?
vague, very vague. It's the guy with the white beard, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it kind of looks like Green Arrow, but with a white beard and barbarian body.
yeah,
Oh, I got him in a
I don't know.
box.
I can't tell you where I've seen that.
If you can find a comic cover, Jay, I'm going to go to Johnny Cox's comment. But yeah, dude, we need to buy you some Warlord comics stat. Okay.
Are they good?
They are. Yeah, the world of the Warlord.
Man,
Battle
this is
beneath
like
the earth.
it's right on the edge of my recognition.
Okay.
So it was like DC's version of Conan, like Marvel's
Yeah.
Conan books. They were like,
Yeah,
we gotta-
and John Carter from Mars mixed in with some Conan, mixed in with probably some but I think this came out. I think
was this like
someone will correct me
like
if I'm
Prince
wrong.
Valiant era, or is this kind of like how like Etrigan the Demon is based on like a Prince Valiant
I don't
storyline?
think
Like,
so.
does it go back? Is it more like a, like almost like 40s era, like
No, it doesn't go back that
newspaper
far.
syndicate? Stuff?
Somebody in the chat will probably know. If you do know, let me know. Allison Troy, Quip, I'm looking in your direction specifically. If they came out in the 80s or 70s, if this is pre-He-Man or post-He-Man, let me know. Johnny Cock, how many DCU action figures line can be sustained at the same time by Mattel? I will speak for Mattel, someone who does not work there. And I am going to say that I think they could at least do 10. Uno cards, Polly Pocket, right? Superpowers Deluxe. We're going to take one right out of Toy R's page there. We'll do Marvel Legends style, and we'll do Universe Classics. Or what is that? What is the He-Man one called? The bigger ones?
Origins. Oh, Masterverse.
Masterverse.
Well,
So
Masterverse would be their Legends, I feel like, or even though that's a little bit bigger scale.
They're a little bit bigger, and a little more stylized. So I feel like they could go that route if they really wanted to. And
they
then
really need to go 6-inch. They really,
I think
they
so
need
too.
to play in the Legends waters.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree.
Just because like that opens you up, I feel like to bigger scaling better. Like you have bigger characters, vehicles, play sets, that kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
Mid 70s, Mike Grell. Mike Grell, amazing artist. He's worked on a lot of DC stuff. Across the board, right? Yeah, Andrew. He's like DC's Kazar, and because he's fighting under the earth.
I got a comic cover if you want to share it. By the way.
I thought Command D was DC's Kazar.
I kind of feel that way too, but he's right in a lot of
okay,
there, right? This still not ringing a bell at all.
Nope, not at all.
Right?
It feels like a prank too. He's got like a gray goatee, and like
hey.
Feathers.
We've been working on this
helmet?
for years now.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've been working on this since before we were born, just to kind of like
Oh, but this features the return of the claw. Well, I at least know that. Everyone knows the return of the claw.
Oh my god. Okay, stop being facetious. All right. These comics are great and they're well drawn. And guess what? You can make fun of that gray white beard all you want, but guess what? That's going to be us in 10 years.
Mine's already going gray.
Yeah,
mine too.
5,
You'd
maybe
be 5. Yeah, right. This is gonna be us.
Is that like a leopard print loincloth?
Yeah, look at how thin that is. There's not much room for air on that one.
Yeah, right. And Toyer said, like John said, the back of every comic from the early 80s had an ad for these. It was like, I agree, right? Allison Troy, right? Even there's a run of Warlord with Power Girl when she's an Atlantean. right? This is
Wow.
right.
Agree
Gage,
to
right?
disagree.
Mike Grell did a great run on Warlord, right? And Allison Troy too. Mike Grell created him, right? These are all the people that I'm so happy you exist in my chat, right? Jamelin Parks, thank you for being here as well. The character appeared in the comics in 1975.
I just realized he
Right?
has a gun and a sword. What's going on
Dude.
here?
Because he's
doesn't
from
mess around.
our Earth, and now
He's from
fell into the-
America.
Ah, so it
and
is. It's like
Americans save
very
everything.
human.
They need to have a gun if he's from America.
So it's like a fish
Yeah.
out of water kind of story.
Totally, yes, 100%. Dude, it's
All
so good. Just give it a chance. God damn it! Stop asking questions. Just read it.
All right.
Stop being
It's
such
got,
a
it's
hipster.
got a dragon of
Cool.
ice.
Yeah, right, dude. I
Dragon
just
of
realized when we're all like
Ice.
this, and Ned Flanders is there. Ned Flanders could totally be part of this panel. John
He's
Bull-
judging him hard.
Yeah. Oh, he's judging him. Yeah. He was another Conan-esque character from the early 80s. DC Mike Grell Green Arrow created him, right? These are all great. Commandy is DC's Planet of the Apes.
That's very true. Yeah, they
This
had the
is-
Statue of Liberty. Jack Kirby had the Statue of Liberty in water before the movie, right?
Oh, really?
I don't know. That might be not
maybe.
true.
I think
Allison
this does
Troy?
mean, yeah.
Yeah. Jay, I think this means an episode of Toy Geeks based on the Warlord Remco line with Alex as a guest star.
I think so.
I'm an
Alex, are you
expert.
in?
I'm like,
And I assume and Remco sounds made up too.
Oh boy.
Is that part of the prank?
Alex.
Now you're trolling us.
Yeah, I think so too.
You know
Like,
Remco.
yeah.
Is that like Coleco?
Oh boy.
I know Coleco at
Oh.
least.
Dude.
We're gonna
Okay,
have an
when this
intervention
is-
right now. I don't know if we can.
Yeah,
keep
when this
going
is
on.
when this stream is over, you have to stay by after class because we're gonna have a talk. Okay.
I know Remco. They made Warlord figures.
Oh my god! Right? See, this is Allison Troy. Alex, you're dead to me. Right?
Okay.
Toad Remco
Karate
sounds like-
Kid. Ever heard of it?
Yeah.
Karate Kid. They did the Karate Kid toys. SWAT
But not
Cats.
the
Ever heard of
movie.
them?
Wait,
They
SWAT
did the
Cats?
SWAT Cats toys.
were
That was
around
their
that
last toy
long?
line.
Yeah.
So the most recent episode of Toy Geeks was actually talking about Crystar, which
Yeah.
was a Remco toy line, and we kind of did a little peruse through Remco's history. Universal Monsters.
I know. So
Universal Monsters. Yeah.
I know.
They did-
I mean, I've heard the company name Remco. I listened to the Crystar podcast.
We weren't listening well enough.
So I know it from that. I don't know if I knew before your podcast that Remco made Crystar, but
Did they do hang on, did Remco also do Rambo?
I don't
Or was that
think they did Rambo. As I was going through it, they kind of look similar, but
Yes.
you have to
Quip,
admit it
you
sounds
are-
like a made up name.
Yeah, Remco
Like-
did some Wrestlers too, AWA, that's correct.
they did do
They did the
AWA. Yep.
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 They did- That's the first Scott Hall rookie figure. Is a Remco.
Okay.
That's a fun fact for all you Scott
Yeah.
Hall fans out there. Right?
Oh,
Bad guys live forever.
fun. Alex, okay, this is where. Remember, I said like Alex was like God status. He's being brought back down to
Well,
earth.
yeah, you know.
He's now just
He's showing his humanness.
This, it just shows that this is why we need the Toy Geeks podcast. Like some of
We were
us still have
supposed to record
learning
tonight.
to do.
I should have been recording the episode right now, but my dad's in town and Dan needed to pack for Toy Fair. So let's take it off. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. Joel said he wanted me to join in, so I'm glad I'm here with you all tonight. But I should probably get going because I think I said I'm just going to jump in real quick and I'll be right back. And it's been
and
about
then
an hour.
look what happened.
Yeah.
Look what happened.
I did the
Even
old
tonight, I
get
was
some
like-
milk and cigarettes and not come back.
Well, it was funny. I
Yeah.
was like, tonight's probably gonna be just like a quick 45 minutes. No big deal. Here we are. But yeah, we're gonna start wrapping it up here soon. Jay, you get out of here. Go enjoy
Yeah.
your family time. Go
Gentlemen.
get ready for New York. Pack a tie so you don't look like a goddamn.
I'm not going to
schlubber.
New York. I'm not doing it. I'm not going.
Just Whatever.
We know
man.
that's just
I
a
don't-
fake backdrop, and
No, I'm not
Yeah.
going. I'm not because my dad's in town, so I'm not going to go now. I'm staying here, having fun.
Yeah. So you're taking your
In
dad
Raleigh.
to Toy Fair. That's really sweet.
But I will be covering it all on Sunday night. Quip's going to be there. It's going to be a good time.
can't wait.
Well, I should hope so. Quip's the new John.
Quip's like, John, look
Dude,
at me.
hey.
Look at me.
Dude, we do.
I'm the John now.
Can we do stump that Quip on Sunday?
Well, I don't know if Quip has like the same level of like encyclopedic accessory knowledge. I think we have to find a different thing for Quip. I think maybe.
Whatever. Quip's fired. You're fired. Okay.
All
I'm
right.
just kidding,
Have a
Quip.
good night.
You're not
Thank you for
fired.
having
Hey,
me, guys.
have a good
Always
night,
fun
Jay.
hanging with you all.
Coming on, Jay.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay.
What
Now
else?
we're down to 2.
Yeah.
I
then
think
there
this
was
is
two.
it too. I think we're gonna wrap this up here. Again, thank you everyone for watching. We got a lot of links
I
down
have
below.
kicked the hornet's nest, not with this Remco stuff. The chat is just
Dude.
still on Remco.
You are toast.
We need to look.
This is
We need
it.
to look forward. We need to like just think about Mattel. Think about DC. Think about the
Well,
future.
We're thinking forward by going back. That's why we're like thinking this old thing, but new. This is how we work, Alex. It'll be fine. But again, yeah, we'll be back next week at our regular time on Wednesday. Special week. You get 4 hours of us, I guess, this week. So thank you everyone who tuned in. We got links down below. We got links down for Mondo. Don't forget Wolverine is still up for order, including a Wolverine print, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Alice
Got a small window to order that Wolverine. So
Yep, it's small. And then we got Alice, who's she's working. She's in crunch time now. This is it. She's in the end game for the movie she's working on. But her comic, that's linked down below. You'll see me on Tuesday on Toy Anxiety as well. And I think that is it. Can Mondo make DC figures? Well, there's Batman animated series.
Yeah.
1/6 scale.
Yep.
So
right above me there.
that's right. Right.
So yeah.
Short window for a short king. Right. Detroit
Yeah.
Dave.
Exactly.
Is it an unlimited quality in the pre-order window?
Yes,
I
right.
believe
This is the limited, or what do you call it? The timed edition.
Timed
right?
edition,
I always mix them up. Yeah. So we'll take as many orders as we need to get, but it only has to be. You can only order it in that week-long window or 10-day window in this case.
Yeah, and that's it. Okay, well then, I guess that's it. So thank you everyone for tuning in. We will see you. Have fun with this news. Again, please be nice to the people over at McFarlane and Jazzwares who are probably bummed out they lost working on Batman toys.
And there is another whole
nice.
year and a half of, and they made a lot. They did a lot with the license in a short amount of time, and there's still more to come. So, yeah.
And before they lose it completely, we'll do an episode sometime in the future of our favorite stuff that both of those companies have made. We'll do a memoriam, and it'll be great. Okay. With that said, everyone have a great night. Have fun with this news. It's exciting times, and we'll see you next week.